longer Pittsburgh continues to hold on to Mike Tomlin, I feel like it's hindering their chances of actually doing a fresh rebuild, starting over, and actually building this thing the right way with somebody new and, progressing like that. Yes, I understand Mike Tomlin hasn't had a losing record. I understand the great things that he's done in his seasons in Pittsburgh, but it just gets to a point where enough is enough. Like, okay, this thing has ran its course. It's time to move on. I think it's time for the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on from Mike Tomlin. They're not going to, but I think that they should. You slowly starting to see you're having a George Pickens problem, where now they're coming out saying that he possibly was late for the Christmas game and all this stuff. You go to the playoffs. Russ looked awful this year. You bench Justin Fields after he was 6-4 as a starter for the team. But I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't see too much from Justin Fields. Me personally, that was too impressive. You go to the playoffs. You get smacked. You get beat by the Ravens. The game actually was a blowout. Steelers came out in the second half and looked a lot better than they did in the first, and kind of made it a game a little bit, not technically. But now you're going to be around the 18th to 20th pick or something like that. In the late teens, early 20s. You're not going to be able to get your guy, so you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure something out. Do you keep Russ as your? What do you do? And it's a reoccurring theme. It's a reoccurring theme. And I know the Steelers are loyal to their coaches. The Rooneys, I know they loyal to their coaches. They let Bill Cowher rock out for 15 seasons, but I just think it gets to a point where enough is enough. And I think that I feel like it was too easy for them to say, okay, we're just gonna stick with Mike Tomlin. I think some thought should have really been into it. And I'm gonna be honest, I jumped into a couple of comment sections and chats and everything, and I think some of the fans are starting to feel the same way. I think some of the fans are starting to feel like it's time to move on from Mike Tomlin. And I mean, it's not a bad thing. The man won you a Super Bowl. The man has,